Okay, so welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about conference prep. We're going to release the co-op plan, and I wanted to show you some more about traveler mindset and talk a little about what's going on in the state. It's very important, of course, this year with the virtual platform. It's going to be very different than what we typically do. So we wanted to make sure everybody knew the process of how to sign in, how to get your registration code, all those kind of things. So Amanda's going to go over that later on. We've got some great speakers here today. Amanda Baker is going to be covering the conference prep and how to sign in, how to stay signed in, how to find your events, how to ask questions, all that kind of good stuff for the virtual conference next week. So we're excited about that. It's probably going to be the largest tourism conference we've ever held in terms of number of people. Really encouraged, if you haven't signed up, sign up. It's free. What I think is great about it is everyone on your staff can attend this year. You're not limited because it's free. So sign up everybody you can. But it is based on individual registration. So it's really better. Don't try and do one password sign up and then pass it on to your staff. Everybody should individually sign up for the event because it works on pass codes. So that's important. We also have Dana Grimstead here. As you guys all know Dana. She is going to talk a little about the co-op plan that we're releasing. I think this is going to be one of the most important years ever for our co-op program as we try and get people back. And I'm going to talk a little about where consumer mindset is now and what we're seeing. All right, so let's talk. These are our destination analyst data that we look at every week, looking at consumer mindset. I've shown you guys this chart many times. The orange bar is people who think COVID situation is going to get worse. The blue is people who think it's going to get better. My overall theme for this week really is it's not going to be a smooth and easy recovery. There are going to be steps and steps back. And as you can see, about a month ago, we peaked on people thinking it was getting better, and we've had a little bit of retraction with people, seeing things about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the hang-ups in getting to herd immunity, vaccine hesitation, that kind of stuff. So this isn't going to be clean, but as long as we're trending in the right direction, I think that's important, and we still are. You can see on the next slide that we had a bit of a drop in travel excitement. So from 65% to 63%, not that big of a drop. People are still excited about travel. And most importantly, they're starting to plan. So that's a real key for us as far as getting people back and starting to market to them. Openness to travel inspiration also dropped a little, had a bit of a bigger drop. I think this was just because there was so much in the news about vaccinations and what was going on with the different vaccines. I really think this will pop back up next week. Overall, though, still 60% open and to travel inspiration, I think is a good number and way better than what we were seeing even a month ago. So it's discouraging, but not too discouraging. This to me is the most important chart that we're going to show. This is whether the safety concerns overall in aggregate of all travel activities and how concerned people are about travel in general. This continues to drop, even though some of those other stats I had showed you, had leveled off or even taken a step back. This continues to go down. People are getting more and more comfortable. And I will tell you, as I'm on my first business trip, once you get back to doing it, it's awkward at first, but then you're going to get more comfortable and be ready to go. So we're excited about what's happening with that. We do think it's encouraging and things are getting better. I wanted to talk about a couple of other trends that we're seeing coming out of this research right now. And one of them is booking reservations, the lead time. We had talked about lead times getting shorter, getting closer in. They expanded a little last year with COVID. The people who did book were booking a little further out. That is all changing and it's going back. Here, nearly 50% of the people say they're going to book closer in than they would before. And I think this is one of these trends we're going to see coming out of COVID is caution. People are being very cautious. So, they don't know what the situation is going to be like in a month or two. So they're going to wait until a couple weeks out to book. So anything we can do to still work on those last minute bookings, promote things that are very close and coming up in a week or two, and still have them out in the promotional landscape. I think that's important because people are going to be booking really close in this year. We're also seeing some just different things in what they're looking for. I think this is really interesting. Most factors that are important or critically important people, they're looking to get away from stress. They're looking for that relaxing, not what's their typical daily life. Now, they're not saying they're looking for outdoors or rural as much as they were before. So I think there are opportunities for urban destinations as well here. Family is very important, what we're seeing coming out of this. People, I think, have gotten to appreciate their families as much as they drive us crazy sometimes. And now people want to travel with the family. So we're seeing that, boredom, of course, they want to get away. New experiences, I think this is really good, and visiting new places, that's interesting. So there's opportunity to get new market share out of visitors who didn't come before. Down at the bottom, meeting new people, there's still some aversion to that, and partying and hanging out. Obviously, a lot of people are doing that, but I think the vast majority of the people we want to attract and visit aren't really looking for that right now. So that's just where the stats are and where the data is. Okay, group travel. I got a couple of slides on this. I think this is really interesting. How would you feel if you were asked to attend a conference? 32% said they would be happy or very happy to attend one. That's doubled over where it was last week. Still low. And if you look, it's about the same as the people who would be unhappy. And so it's mostly a neutral. People have pulled into this neutral stage about attending a conference or group meeting. But I think this is good. We're seeing progress here. We don't expect this to come back, until probably the fall. But we are seeing somewhat of a comeback in it. So I think that's really important. And then the next slide is going to talk about the preference. So people still prefer a virtual meeting, a virtual setting. 60% of the people, even though people are getting more comfortable coming back live, virtual, we still think is the way to go, probably for the next few months. I don't think this is going to really change until we get into the heart of the summer, and it'll depend on vaccination progress and what happens overall. But that's where those are at. We look at one big stat always when we talk about this, and it's the next slide. And it's really, are people marketable? Are they ready to talk about travel? Are they ready to travel? That's the green. Are they ready to hear us and receive a travel message? That's the yellow. Or are they in this pink zone where they're not really ready? As I said, we saw a bit of a retraction this week, but the overall numbers are still growing in a positive trending direction. And we think by the time we're out there really marketing and hitting people with our message, it's going to be the right time. We want to get in early where we're not missing too many people. We don't want to wait too long. So we're going to start pushing forward very, very soon. That's really what's going on from a tourism perspective with what we're seeing from visitor mindset. This is a very important time for the state. There are federal funds out there. The legislature is meeting. I think this is a crucial time for all our local partners to talk with their local legislators and tell them the importance of tourism. There's a lot of federal stimulus dollars out there that are being divvied up right now. And there's a lot of plans that are going out. We need to tell them right now how important marketing is. We need to make sure those federal funds go through the DMOs and the tourism structure we have set up. So I highly recommend that you talk to your legislators, local legislators, and tell them about the importance of your program and how you need that program to run and you need that funding. And those federal funds should be distributed in an equitable way to the DMOs we have across the state. And of course, we'd also appreciate if you put in a plug for us too, that we're going to do as much as we can, but without the dollars, we can only do so much. And I've been at Travel South. I was alarmed to hear that West Virginia's doubled their tourism budget. Kentucky is hoping to get $80 million in stimulus funds. And even Georgia, which has one of the lowest tourism budgets of all the states, has gotten an increased budget. So we've got a lot of competition out there, and we're going to need all the dollars we can to get people once they're ready to travel. One of the ways in which we'll really try and get them is through our partner co-op program. So Dana's here to talk about that. I'm going to let her go and speak. Thanks.
Hey, everyone. I'm really excited today to unveil to you the Partner Co-op program. The new fiscal year co-op will include options strategically aligned with partner voice feedback and interests. It offers 42 opportunities ranging from buys as small as $150 to full page print ads. The offers bring savings of up to 76% off for some outlets, and this year's plan will feature programs aligned with outdoor NC, fresh digital options from top vendors such as Distillery and Kloop, expanded research and analytics offerings for partners to better harness and leverage the power of data, over 15 audit certified print publications, the travel guide, PR, group sales, and retire offerings. And you might even see some of the programs from the credit program last year returning because of such great interest and demand. We will be sharing a copy of the digital brochure after this webinar for you to take a deeper dive. Please take the time to review and bring your questions to the virtual conference next week. The co-op presentation, which will dive into all these offerings and give you a very detailed look at each individual offering. It will be on day 2 of the conference, and we'll go into detail on the offerings of the Partner Co-op program and answer your questions. Thank you for your continued partnership. We're excited to present you with these new opportunities and look forward to seeing you at the virtual conference. And next, I'll kick it over to Amanda Baker to review conference details and give you a glance at the Attendee Hub and virtual conference platform. Amanda?
Thank you, Dana. Before we get started, I did want to let you know if you have your speaker window with our talking heads located on the right side of your screen, it may block some of the tutorial. So we recommend dragging that to the top of your screen. I'm really excited to share a preview of the virtual platform for conference this year. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping make this event possible. The first step to accessing the conference is to register. Registration for conference is complimentary. You can register online at Visit NC 365 until Tuesday, April 20th. If you are already registered, but you would like to modify your registration, go to visitnc365.com. Once you have arrived, select Already Registered, which is located just below the Register Now button. You will enter your email address that you used to register, as well as your confirmation number, which was emailed to you at the time of registration. If you do not have access to your confirmation number, select Forgot Confirmation Number. Your confirmation number will be emailed to the email account that you used to register. Be sure to check your spam and junk folders for that email. Once you entered your email address as well as your confirmation, you can log in. You're now logged in, so you can select the Modify Registration button located just to the left and below the Add to Calendar button. Now you can start making changes to your registration. Common reasons you might want to modify your registration is to opt in to receive information from sponsors and speakers, to add your correct cell phone number to receive your verification code for the Attendee Hub, which is really important. You want to make sure you have your mobile cell phone number there. And you can also add the Chop and Chat evening event with Sam Jones. There is a $25 donation requested for the North Carolina Restaurant Workers Relief Fund. You can also switch your breakout session selection. To change your breakout session, click the Switch button located beside the session you would like to attend. You can only select one breakout session per day since they take place at the same time, but all sessions will be recorded and available up to 90 days after the conference. You'll continue making your changes to your registration, continuing through all the pages, selecting Next at the bottom of each page, until you reach the final order summary page. Once you reach the final order summary page, click Submit. If you are going to modify your registration, We recommend you do so prior to the event to avoid missing any part of conference. Now we'll talk about the fun part. The virtual attendee hub is how you will access all of 2021's Visit and See 365 conference content, where you will view sessions, agenda items, and additional conference information. An email will be sent out tomorrow to those who have registered with a link to access the virtual attendee hub. You can register now to gain early access to the attendee hub. Now, there's a few helpful tips that will be included in an attendee guide as well that will be shared with you, which will include things like encouraging you to join on a desktop or laptop for higher quality viewing, to use either Safari, Firefox, or Chrome as your web browser for better internet connection. And unfortunately, due to the configuration of the virtual platform, there will not be a call-in option. So you will need to log in to view the sessions. All sessions, again, will be recorded and available on demand viewing through July 20th. However, we encourage you to join live and participate during the Q&A. You will access the session by clicking the button, Access Visit and See 365. It'll be found in the email as well as on the visitandc365.com website. After clicking to go to the virtual event, you will be prompted to log in. You will enter your first name, last name, and the email address you used to register. Registration and login is unique to each individual and cannot be shared. After entering your first name, last name, and email address, a verification code will be sent via text message and/or email that you will input into the verification code prompt. The verification code is different than your confirmation number that you received when registering. The verification code is good for one-time use and expires after 24 hours. Once expired, or if you're logging in on a new device, you will need a new code. You can trigger a new verification code by following the same steps again. If you do not receive a verification code or receive an error message, please check your registration information and/or spam folder, then try again. The email or text should be triggered in less than a minute. We recommend you include your best cell number on your registration to receive the verification code quickly and easily. Refer to how to modify your registration to re-enter your cell number. The verification code is unique to you and won't work for anybody else. This is different from your confirmation number you received when registering and is required for you to access the virtual attendee hub. Again, the verification code is only good for one-time use and expires after 24 hours. In order to receive a new verification code, follow the same steps. You would click on the link to go to the virtual event, where you would be prompted to log in. You'd enter your first name, last name, and email address, and you can trigger a new verification code. All right, Nick, so we'll go on to this page. Exactly. So once you've logged into the Attendee Hub, you will see the homepage of the virtual event. You will be able to view live and upcoming sessions, featured sponsors, and basic event details. You can click into an individual session straight from this page. Additionally, you can access the event website by clicking Visit Event Website link. All Sessions page. This tab lists all the sessions available to you to attend during the event. They are listed in the order that they occur. Next slide. You can click on the session name to access the content of the session. You can also add or remove sessions from your personalized schedule on this page. We recommend if you are going to add or remove sessions, you do so prior to the start of conference in order to not miss out on any of the sessions. On my schedule, this place shows you personalized schedules based off the sessions you're registered for. You can join the sessions from this page by clicking the Join Session button or the session name 5 minutes prior to the session beginning. You can also remove sessions from your schedule on this page if you no longer wish to attend. When it's time for you to join a session, click the name of the session or Join Session button to go to the session page. On the session page, you can view a description of the session, information on who is speaking, and any session documents that were shared. If you are viewing the session before it begins, you have the ability to add the session to your personal calendar. All sessions will be accessible 5 minutes prior to the start time of the session. When you're ready to join, select Join Session button. This will open the video player for you and appear like this. If you're viewing the session during the time it is aired, you are able to pause the content, but it will not hold your place. You can then select, the majority of the sessions will have live Q&A, and you can select the Q&A button located on the right of the screen to pop out the question screen. So once you pop that out, you can select Ask a Question button to open a text box, and you can ask the question anonymously or include your name. You can also have the option to upvote what other attendees might be submitting. This is a lot of information to get through, and I know you might have some questions. A virtual help desk will be available for the Attendee Hub. It'll be included in the email and on the visitnc365.com website. Our help desk will be available from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. each day of conference. If you have any questions or technical issues, I encourage you to visit our virtual help desk. We hope to see you all in person next year at our annual conference.
All right. Thanks, Amanda, for that thorough overview. I think the keys there we all wanted to pick up on is you're going to need a registration key every day, each day. So it's a 2-day conference. So don't think that you've done it once and you're done. You're going to need that registration key for the second day as well. And as Dana pointed out, the best way to get the verification code is by making sure you've entered your mobile number in there when you register. Because if they just send it to your email, it can get blocked in a spam filter, and then you're waiting on the registration key, and you can't get in without a registration key. I also think the other highlight is that we'll have a help desk there, so if you have any technical issues, jump on that real quick. They'll help you out. If anybody else has any questions, just go ahead and type them into the chat, and we'll try and do our best to answer them about any part of the program. We're excited. I think the format we have, the CVent system, is really good. It's a way to get as many people in there as possible, and we're going to try and make it interactive with Q&As on just about every single session that we've got. We have some great speakers, really good breakouts, and once again, good learning process. We will go over all your, if you have questions about the co-op that you're going to get today, we're going to go over that completely and thoroughly and take all the questions that we've got on that. It's an exciting co-op program. I think you guys will really like it and want to engage. This session, yes, is being recorded, and it will be on our partners.visitnc.com page under the webinar section where we've done these COVID webinars throughout the process. So it'll probably take us about till the afternoon to get it up, but it'll be up there on that page. And if you can't find it, just email any one of us and we'll get you directed to it.
Also, we'll have how-to videos. So everything that I just went over will be broken down into smaller segments and provided in that attendee email as well as on the website. So you'll have access to that information directly pertaining to conference.
And we really encourage you to jump into the system once it opens up, which is, Amanda? Tomorrow. So once that system opens up, we encourage you to jump in there, get a registration key, pick your sessions, get a feel for how it flows before the actual conference. Now realize when you jump back in the day of conference, you're going to have to get a new registration key. But if you get in there ahead of time, that's going to allow you to get a feel for how the system works, how to navigate and negotiate your way around it. And you won't be having to do that while sessions are going on. Because as we said, if you're watching it live, you can pause it, but then when you start it up again, it jumps up to live, right? I believe it doesn't hold everything that you've paused.
Correct. All the live sessions, you can pause them, but it will continue on without you. But the good news is that you can go back and record it if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll have the sessions recorded. So if you want to see two great sessions that are at the same time when we're doing the breakouts, just pick one and that you want to see live, and then the other one you can get a recording of. We'll have those recordings up for how long after the conference?
90 days. So about July 20th is when they'll be up until.
Super. Okay, well, we were hoping to hold this to about a half hour. It doesn't look like we have any other questions. Thank you guys who are for the compliments. We're excited about it. I think this is going to be a great conference. I really look forward to getting back and seeing everybody in person. But I think this is going to be the best possible option we could do right now. And the speakers are going to be wonderful. They're really going to be worth your time. So, and we're also excited about the program with Sam Jones. I'm excited about it because it's barbecue, but also excited about it because we're going to get a lot of money to that restaurant worker relief fund, which is an important task. Exactly. Woohoo barbecue. That's right. I couldn't agree more. All right. If there aren't any other questions, we'll give it another few seconds for anybody else to ask. If not, then we will sign off and see you guys later. Yes, we'd love to. Scott Peacock from Raleigh said they want to do some virtual happy hours, and they might even hold an in-person happy hour. We'd love for you guys to get together individually in your own areas if you can, or even regionally. I think that's fantastic. It's an industry founded on the people, really, not so much the business. So any way you guys can get together, I think that's great. We'd be thrilled for you guys to do that. All right. We are an industry that loves a good happy hour. That's for sure. We look forward to getting back to those. All right. I think that's it. Thanks, everybody. Once again, please contact your local legislator and tell them that they need to do everything they can to support you guys and to support us. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.